Hey guys, it's Joe from Joe Madden Sports. You're watching Hustle and Grind, and tonight we have our fabulous guest, David Bearman, on. David Bearman from ESPN. You guys can find him on Twitter, and I'm pretty sure Instagram as well, right, David?
Yeah, I'm on there somewhere on Instagram, more on Twitter than anything else. But yeah, I'm on there somewhere.
Absolutely. How are you doing tonight?
Good. Just done a lot of these and getting ready for the golf and trying to just finalize my board for this. So getting ready to go and excited for tomorrow. It's West Coast, wait a few extra hours, but excited.
Absolutely. So we have the U.S. Open kicking off tomorrow at Torrey Pines. Now, have you ever been to a U.S. Open?
Been to more U.S. Opens. I've actually worked 10 different golf majors in terms of men's majors, and actually worked upwards of 20 of them when you consider the seniors and the women's events that I've worked for ESPN. But the very first golf event I ever worked for the company was back in 2008. You see the flag hanging up right there. It was 2008 U.S. Open, Torrey Pines. Fortunate enough to have my first event there, seeing Tiger beat Rocco in the playoff. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just a rookie there working, but that stood the test. And we're talking 13 years later, it's still one of the greatest U.S. Opens, if not one of the greatest sporting events of all time. You're thinking about how Tiger won that, playing 91 holes on a broken leg and torn ACL, but exciting to be there 13 years ago. I've gotten to travel the world and seeing the best golf courses, Carnoustie, St. Andrews, Pebble Beach, but it all started at that one at Torrey Pines.
I absolutely love it. Now, I've never been to a large golfing event like this. What is the atmosphere like at these games?
It's different than anything else. Obviously, you've been to football games, which is loud throughout. You go to an NBA game, the action is constant, music played everywhere. Baseball game is a little more quieter, but you're going inning by inning with the players. Golf is just different. First of all, you're walking a lot. You're not. You can choose to stay on a hole, sit there and watch. The part you're walking to the golf course, watching them. You got to be absolutely perfectly silent while they're hitting the ball. Everybody screams when they hit it. It's a really, really fun spectator sport. And I tell everybody who likes golf to get out to at least one. It doesn't have to be a U.S. Open. Obviously, that's the cream of the crop. But get out there to a local golf event, whether it's, we have one next week here at the Travelers Championship. And I know that there are 36 PGA Tour stops, throw a nationwide event. Do whatever you need to do. It's fun to just go out there, walk the course, and make sure you bring your golf shoes. It's on the sneakers.
Absolutely. It sounds like a great time. I definitely want to get to one in the near future here. Now, let's talk about tomorrow. What are you liking with your top 20? Do you have anyone that you're really liking?
Yeah, there's a couple of guys I like out there. And in this rough course that is narrow, it's long, the rough is very, very thick. So it's not a course where you can really with missing your driver. So I'm kind of looking for guys that are good off the tee, also are grinding games and above and beyond, can scramble around the green and can basically minimize the damage. This is not an event where you're going to see somebody win with double digits, 11, 12, 13 under par, which you've seen other events happen. The guy, Tiger Woods won this event 13 years ago at 1 under par. There's only two guys, him and Rocco, were the only ones under par. The rough is supposedly harder this time, so you may not see anybody. You actually look who can minimize the damage. Getting a par on a hole is actually a good score. My favorite play this week is Patrick Reed at 25-1, and also a top 10 at 240 and a top 20 at minus 110, basically even money. Patrick Reed won here in January. Won the Farmers Insurance Classic at Torrey Pines. He won by 5 shots. It wasn't close, almost wire to wire. Tied for 6th the year before, 13th the year before that. He's played rounds at this course, 19 at par or better. And if you look at the South course in particular, because the Farmers Insurance Open is played on the South and the North, but this event this weekend played on all of the South course. He's first in short game shots gained, third in total, fourth in green, and 10th in tee to green. For the season, he's 7th in shot gains total, and he's a big event guy. He's won the Masters. This past year, he was T8 at the Masters, T6 at the Wells Fargo that was won by Rory, T17th at the PGA at the Memorial. So he's a guy who plays tough events very well, familiar with the course, having won there before, and is also somebody that can hit the ball and get out of trouble. And that's kind of what I'm looking for, a guy like Reed. Xander Schauffele is also another one that comes to mind. He's not at the top of the list of 8, 9, 10-1. You can get him at 20-1 or you can play him in a top 5 at 3.5 to 1 or a top 10 at close to 2 to 1. I'll tell you why I like Xander. We talked about how the U.S. Open is a tough course, time in and time out. Usually the U.S. Opens are the toughest tests every single year. Mm-hmm. It's why even the guys who win majors like Phil Mickelson has never won a U.S. Open, although he's played well at them. He's never won one. Xander, 4 U.S. Opens he's played in his career. He's finished 5th, 6th, 5th, and 3rd. It's pretty good. Wow. He does very well at the U.S. Opens. 7 top 6s and 16 majors. By the way, this is also home for him. He's from San Diego, very familiar with the course. His metrics are off the chart, 3rd in total, 8th in putting, 22nd on approach, 18 tee to green. And oh, by the way, he finished 2nd to Patrick Reed back in January. So this comes to no surprise that I have the guys who finished 1-2 at this course in January as 2 of the guys that I like. I tell people that, if you like Jon Rahm, it's not a bad play. Jon Rahm always plays well here, but I'm not here to give you the favorite. The favorite at 8, 9, 10 to 1. Anybody can do that. I will say that I do like him. I like him more than the other favorites. I think Dustin Johnson hasn't played well. Koepka's dealing with the knee injury. I think the course is too tight for Bryson. You haven't seen much out of Justin Thomas this year, so I think you can poke a hole in every single one of the favorites. But Jon Rahm is somebody who I would keep an eye on, which is obvious because he is the favorite to win.
Absolutely. I do like him, but again, it is a favorite. And I think I like his style. I think he's a great golfer. But how much are you weighing experience then with your top picks on this course?
I think experience on this course matters just because it's so difficult. I know players have gone out there and won on courses they haven't played before. You don't have to look further than Colin Morikawa, who 2 years ago at the PGA Championship in San Francisco won in his first shot out there. So it has been done. U.S. Open's a little bit different because of how difficult the course is set up. A lot of these players have played Torrey Pines before. It is a PGA Tour stop. It's the rare situation where the U.S. Open is being played on a course that people saw just a few months ago. So this is the second event in 6 months at Torrey Pines. But I'm not looking just for experience. I'm looking for players who have played extremely well here. Patrick Reed always plays well here. Jon Rahm always plays here. Xander Schauffele has played well here recently. Tony Finau, not taking him to win because he doesn't win, just hasn't. He hasn't won in 5 years. But I'm playing him in the top 10 and top 20 because he's another guy who plays well at Torrey Pines. Basically, he was tied for 2nd this year, tied for 6th last year, tied for 4th the year before. Finau, he's a top 10 machine at majors. He's the only one who has had 5 top 10s in the last 6 majors. That's 2 more than anybody else. He's got 39 top 10s since his last win. So Finau has done well here, has done well at U.S. Opens, just not a guy who has finished the deal. So I'm going to kind of hedge my bet a little bit by taking him in the top 10, and I'll play him in some matchups as well.
Absolutely. I like it. So is there any matchups that you're looking at that you're finding favorable for anyone?
Yeah, there's a couple of matchups out there. One in particular that I like is taking Colin Morikawa over Jordan Spieth. Jordan Spieth's actually favored in the matchup. I like Morikawa better. Morikawa is a really strong iron player. Not real long off the tee, which is why I'm not playing Morikawa to win the event because it is a long course and he's giving up too much off the tee. But he's not going to get in trouble. He's going to play it straight. He's going to up and down the greens. He's going to score well. He's just going to minimize the damage. But flipping it onto the other side, I'm actually fading Jordan Spieth. It's going to surprise a lot of people, and I fully expect to get hammered for this pick. But I'm actually taking Jordan Spieth to miss the cut at plus 240, which I've actually seen it upwards of $3. People are like, wow, really? You're going to pick against Jordan Spieth? You're going to pick him to miss the cut? Yeah, and I'll tell you why. We talk about, Joe mentioned it a minute ago, experience and play well at this course. Jordan Spieth has played this course 6 times. 3 missed cuts, a T55, a T35, and a T19. That's not good, and the course is going to be playing harder than it was the times that Jordan has played it. We talked about the South course with Patrick Reed and Jon Rahm and Tony Finau. On the South course, Jordan Spieth is averaging a 73, and he's broken par only twice. We talked about Patrick Reed, his par or better, 19 out of 20. Jordan Spieth, only broken par twice, 2 out of 12 times. He did win a U.S. Open in 2015. Don't take it away from him, but that U.S. Open's more known for DJ 3-putting 18 to allow Jordan to win. Since that 2015 win, Jordan Spieth's results at the U.S. Open have been T27, T35, cut, 65th, and cut. Also, not good. It's a tight setup, tight course. Jordan Spieth is not consistent off the drive. Here's a number. He's 184th on tour in driving accuracy. That's bad.
That is really bad.
in driving accuracy, which leads him to be 106th on tour in greens in regulation. If you're not hitting the fairways and you're not hitting the greens, you're not winning the U.S. Open at Torrey Pines. I'm fading Jordan Spieth to miss the cut.
Well, I'm definitely fading him too now after you said that. So, David, it was an absolute pleasure having you on here. Any last tidbits you want to give the viewers on the U.S. Open tomorrow?
I would say watch, enjoy, and don't be afraid to jump in there and bet something live. If you like the way a guy's playing, if you see Jordan Spieth starting to hit fairways, you can say, well, that Bearman guy was wrong. I'm going to play him to win. Wouldn't advise that because ultimately he stops hitting the fairways. Just enjoy the event and, make some good bets and hopefully you'll win.
Absolutely. And where can everyone reach you, David?
I'm on Twitter at Bearman ESPN. And also if you go to www.chalk.com, ESPN.com/chalk, you'll be able to see all of our golf analysis as well as our NBA, NHL, MMA, and coming Friday, college football win totals.
So exciting. I can't wait for college football. Okay, David, it was an honor to have you on again. Thank you and best of luck in all your bets.